Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to continue looking at heavy cut compounds. These are compounds designed solely for heavy defect removal. Today we're going to look at CarPro Clear Cut compound. Let's get to it. CarPro Clear Cut is a fast cut aggressive compound created to go after some heavy defects. Claims to be able to remove sanding marks from 1000 grit on up. Very little hazing, no holograms. Very little dusting, and an extended working time. We will put that through the test today. I have a panel ready, sectioned off 5 separate areas. We're going to start off with 2500 grit. We're going to go all the way down to 800 grit. We'll remove the tape. We will run a dual action polisher with the CarPro Clear Cut from one end of the panel to the other and back. This will give us a little bit of an idea as to where the clear cut starts to struggle, if it does at all. Does it leave dusting behind? Does it leave holograms and hazing behind from the harsh cutting? We'll find that out today. This section here is 2000 grit. This section here, 1500 grit. And these last two sections are where most of these compounds start to trail off a bit. We're at the 1000 grit section here. And then the ridiculous 800 grit section here. Personally, if I came across blemishes that were comparable to 800 grit or 1000 grit sandpaper marks, I would be grabbing the 3000 grit, sand it down to there, then finish it off, instead of hanging on a DA for an extended period of time, really raising the temperature and putting an extreme amount of stress on the clear coat, but that's just me. Okay, so we're just going to use a 3-inch polisher, just a normal orange foam cutting pad. We're going to put all of the labor on the CarPro Clear Cut. We're going to put product on the pad. We'll start down at the 2500 grit, work our way all the way up to the other end and back. Slow, steady arm movement. We're going to have the machine medium speed, medium pressure. The results we will see will exclusively come from the clear cut, not from a long throw polisher or a really aggressive pad. Okay, I did the best I could to give each section the same amount of time through each pass, the same amount of pressure, the same machine speed. So let's take a look, see what it's done. Okay, we'll start at the 2500 grit, no problem whatsoever, and it left no holograms. The 2000 grit, very well. Again, it finished a lot further than most of the other harsh cutting compounds. 1500 grit, no problem. As we come on down to the 1000 grit, we can see this is where it started to struggle a bit. If you had a vehicle that had blemishes with this amount of damage, a second or third pass would be needed to remove them, and you'd be fine. And as we come down to the 800 grit, it was a fine attempt. I believe the last one we tested, the Ardex Hard At It, was a little bit more aggressive in these two areas, but I'll tell you what, the CarPro Clear Cut is not far off. Excellent job. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to work on these last two sections, the section that has the 800 and the 1000 grit marks. I'm going to work them for quite a long time. I'm going to see what the extended working time is on this compound. We're going to test dusting, and we'll see how these marks are affected by doing 2 or 3 more passes on the same area. Okay, I can feel the temperature rising a bit on this section. I'm going to stop here. We're going to bring in the camera for a closer look. Still plenty of lubrication, but by now the abrasives have completely broken down, so it wouldn't do you much good. When it comes to dusting, minimal, very little. Okay, let me remove the spent compound, the residue, and we'll see what it's done. Okay, I hope that gave you enough information on the CarPro Clear Cut. I personally enjoy working with the product. A link will be left down below for the CarPro Clear Cut. Although not the most aggressive compound for heavy defects, no hazing was left behind, hardly any dusting, an extremely long working time, very, very impressive heavy cut, heavy defect removal compound, and I think you guys will enjoy it. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate. Brian from Apex Detail. Catch you in the next video.